fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. For those new to the channel, my name's Sean, also known as Film Guru. Started this channel having my say in particular movies and a variety of other film content, so thanks for joining me today. Today I'll be reviewing Dune, and this is based upon this classic sci-fi novel by Frank Herbert. This was directed by Denis Villeneuve and stars Timothée Chalamet, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, Zendaya, Javier Bardem, and a variety of others. The film follows the story of Paul, played by Timothée Chalamet, a brilliant and gifted young man who is destined for a great purpose. Along with his mother, Lady Jessica, played by Rebecca Ferguson, and his father Leto, played by Oscar Isaac, they travel to Arrakis, a dangerous desert planet. What starts out as a new future for him and his family quickly turns into a conflict that they cannot see coming until it's too late. It's up to Paul to try and set things right and become the man his father wishes him to be. The Dune book is something they've talked about that is unfilmable. They've made a mini-series and a TV series based on it in the early days, and obviously this is a David Lynch film, which a lot of people don't like. I haven't seen all of it, I've only seen bits of it, and what I did see, it's a bit slow and a bit different, a bit awkward, and this is such a big story to undertake in such a short period of time with that sort of film. I think this film really encapsulates the essence of the book and tries to tell it in a simple way, but also keeping the grandiose elements to it and the epicness to this sort of story. I think Denis Villeneuve has done a fantastic job with this. He's a director I've really loved. I've loved all the films he's done. He's just a fantastic filmmaker, and his visuals are just extraordinary. And I think he was a perfect person to take on this particular book and story. And I think he's done a fantastic job, and he's really encapsulated this film in such a beautiful way. It's beautifully shot, all the locations are fantastic. The contrast between the different locations is really, really well captured, I think. I think he explains things in a more simpler way. There's moments where Paul's sort of reading something or listening to something, and that's how we learn about this particular story and elements to it that are important. And everything he learns, he uses in the film. He's really made it a fun and adventurous film that's very reminiscent of Star Wars and Star Trek and great sci-fis throughout the years. And I think this is taking the sort of sci-fi genre in a new direction and breathing new life into it and making just sci-fi much more exciting once again. And I was really immersed in it. I haven't been immersed in a film like in a long time. It sucked me in, and I felt really engaged and lost in this world, and I felt part of it. It really felt like it was trying to get the audience to become involved in it rather than being just a watcher, to be a participant in it. And I think it really does that in a great way, because I really felt I was on Arrakis and these different places, and I felt I was on these spaceships, and I felt I was experiencing everything that Paul and Leto and a variety of other characters were. And I think it just is really great like that. Just a real immersive experience that is telling a complex and interesting story, but still being fun and entertaining and adventurous like Star Wars was. I think this film has really invigorated the sci-fi genre. It's a real space epic, something we haven't had in a long time. Yes, we've had the new Star Wars films, but it just doesn't feel the same like it does with the original movies. And this sort of brings that sort of fun element back. I think all the acting is fantastic here. It feels like everyone is perfectly cast here in the roles that they're in. Timothée Chalamet is really great. He's an actor I haven't loved, but I've seen a couple of things I didn't mind him in. But I think this is his best performance. The character has a solid arc. A young man who has to make a decision and who has to try and become this leader that his father thinks he can be. And he really encapsulates that. I think he does a really great job. He plays a young part well, but he's very capable. Everyone underestimates him, but he shows what he can do, and I really love that. And I think that's a really great character. And Oscar Isaac is really good here as well, playing Leto, Paul's father. There's a sternness to him, but he respects his son. And I think the chemistry between Oscar Isaac and Timothée Chalamet is really great. You really feel a connection and the father and son element to it. And I really like this, and I think they both do a fantastic job. I think Rebecca Ferguson's really great, playing Miss Jessica, a really complex character. You're not quite sure about her motives or why she's doing what she's kind of like that, and I think Rebecca Ferguson does a fantastic job with that. Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, and Zendaya will give good performances that feel very real within the world, and they're all really great characters. Jason Momoa's character is really great, and he's sort of this warrior, sort of strong character that really suits who Jason Momoa is, and he's really great in the film and has some really great moments and really shines in this movie in many ways. And you really believe that he's this warrior and this man, he'll do anything for Paul and his family, and I love that. Like I said, it's beautifully shot. Each shot and scene is rich with depth and colour. It's exquisitely captured. And I haven't seen a movie this beautifully captured in a while. It felt very real, and that we were part of something, and I love that. I'm a big fan of stuff involving the desert. The way it's shot on Arrakis is fantastic. It's beautifully captured. Something really breathtaking about it, especially when you see the big worms come out and just how the people have to survive, what the people have to do to try and survive in the desert, and the suits they wear, and a variety of other things that are introduced that I really think was really, really great. You can really tell this is something in its own thing. Frank Herbert, I haven't read the book, but Frank Herbert feels like a writer who knows exactly the world he's created. He's added everything he needs to add into it, and he's really created a complex but fascinating and engaging story that's really entertaining. I want to learn more about the world. I want to read the book. I want to look at the old movies and the TV series and really sort of immerse myself in it. And then I'd really love to sort of see this film again and see how much more I can get out of it. It feels like it's going to reach a much bigger market and a much bigger audience. The film, I'm not going to give too much away, but the film ends at a particular point, which is really the perfect place to end it. So when we go into the second film, it sort of elaborates much more, and it sort of is sort of in a way half the book. And I kind of want to see what happens after that. And I just was really blown away by this, and I loved every moment of it. Final thoughts. In the end, if you're a fan of Frank Herbert's book, or you want something that's sort of similar to Star Wars, an in-depth and engaging world that you can get immersed in, this is definitely a film to check out. It's just beautifully put together, orchestrated, the acting's great, it looks great, the music is absolutely fantastic and is on another level in many ways and really sort of stands out in so many ways that other scores don't. And it just feels like the first real epic film I've had in a while. And I think we need more of this. I think this has reinvigorated sci-fi, and I think they can start to do much more interesting films based around the sci-fi genre and space and creating worlds and a variety of other things. I'm going to give Dune 4.5 out of 5. I was absolutely blown away by this film. I thought it was fantastic. One of the best films in the year, one of the best films I've seen in quite some time, and definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it. It encompasses so much of what I really enjoy about cinema. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe down the bottom, follow me on Facebook and Letterboxd. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.